Welcome to the Mo Show Live, everybody. I'm Morris Lilienthal. I am excited to be getting the Mo Show Live back up and running again. It has been a while. I took a little bit of a break. Maybe I was a little lazy, I'll admit. But I'm excited to do this. I am excited to get back in and start sharing the stories of some great organization, causes, and people to let you know, and for my selfish purpose, learning more about these organizations and causes. And that's what we're going to be doing here again today with the 101st episode of the Mo Show Live. Our guest today is Jeremy Foulks. Jeremy is the executive director for Habitat for Humanity of the River Valley here in the Huntsville area. Jeremy has been with Habitat for over 20 years. He is a graduate of UAB and has been in the Huntsville area for over 20 plus years. And this is home to him. And I know he's excited to share the great things that his organization is doing. Jeremy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Morris. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to be here and hope you're having a good day too.
Having a great day. Glad it's not raining, and I'm glad we're out of the ice age right now that we had. I didn't ever know I'd lived through an ice age that we had. For folks not in Huntsville, we had a bad ice storm that lasted for an extended period of time. But no, I'm doing great and excited and appreciate you being here to share more about your organization. Folks, if you've got questions, if you're watching us live today on Facebook or Twitter, and you've got questions or comments, and you want to bring those to our attention, put those in the chat and whatever platform you're watching, and we'll try to bring those up during the live show. If you're watching a recorded show, how a lot of folks get the show, then put a question or comment in there. I'll monitor those after the fact, and if there's questions or comments, we'll send those over to the folks at Habitat or drop a link to a site that maybe gives you more information. Jeremy, kind of tell us a little bit about the local chapter and when y'all got started, when y'all started here in the Huntsville area, where you're located, and kind of a little bit about your mission. I think a lot of people probably heard about Habitat, but maybe like me don't have a deep understanding of it.
Oh, no problem. So Habitat for Humanity of the River Valley is one of about 1,000 affiliates in the Habitat affiliates in the United States. Our organization, Habitat for Humanity, was founded in 1976. And it was founded in a little town called Americus, Georgia, just south of Plains, Georgia, where President Carter is from. In 1987, a group of churches here in Huntsville got together and created a local Habitat affiliate. Since 1987, we have served over 300 families in our community with new construction of homes that we've rehabbed or repairs that we've done for families in need of safe, affordable, and equitable housing. We have our mission is one where we seek to put God's love into action. Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, communities, and hope. And our vision is a world where everybody has a decent place to live. So we're excited to be a part of this community. We're excited that we have partners in this community who come and they join and be a part of this ministry that we have at Habitat for Humanity. Our office is located near downtown, just north of downtown, 400 Pratt Avenue on the corner of Pratt and Washington. You can find the Habitat office there, our Restore, where a lot of people like to come and shop for some good deals, as well as our warehouse where we do a lot of our framing for our homes and other work on the housing. So most people remember us as the old Chevrolet dealership from the 1960s and 70s. So, but we're located just down right off 565.
Yeah, you're not far from my office, right at the courthouse here. Then I know exactly where I've seen your office many times and do. So you're in a great location for folks to be able to get access to you and to do the great jobs that y'all are doing. You know, talking about access to affordable housing, that's a big hill to climb these days. And you know, with inflation and lots of things going on, and with more and more people moving to our area specifically, with Huntsville now being the largest populated city in Alabama, I'm sure that is an increasing issue that you guys are facing and seeing a greater and greater need for your services.
It is. We've been doing a lot of study on affordable housing in our community. We kind of keep up with the stats. The average apartment in Huntsville right now is about $1,295 per month. The average home that's for rent is closer to $1,500. In fact, 97% more of all apartments in the Huntsville area have a rent of over $700. So when we're working with very low to low income families, the availability of affordable housing is dwindling, and there really isn't any. So we rely on organizations like Habitat and others who can provide that safe, affordable housing program to get families into these houses where they can grow and become all that God intends.
Absolutely. That those numbers are pretty scary, and for a lot of families with kids or single parents, that's daunting to think that they're trying to afford $1,200 or $1,500 for some affordable housing, and even $700 for a lot of families is really pushing it a lot. And so I'm glad to hear that you guys are out here helping those in need that deserve a good home. And to raise a family, you need a good home, and people want to have a safe place to go back to. I know from my wife being a public school teacher for 20 something years, she'll have a lot of students that don't have that. And that creates just a bad platform for those children and families when they don't have a safe, good home to go home to every night and put their head down. It just starts you off on the wrong foot, doesn't it?
It does. It does. We actually, there is a lot of statistics that show that a safe and affordable house that a family can get into, those families have higher graduation rates amongst their kids. Those families have a higher chance of going. Those kids have a higher chance of going to college. We're seeing with Habitat families in particular is that, mom, especially single family households, mom's not working 2 or 3 jobs to be able to afford the apartment and the utilities and the other expenses that come with housing. They can work one job and they can afford the mortgage that comes with our homes, and they can be there to make sure the kids are doing their homework, that they're doing their studies. And again, it goes back into that education we mentioned. They're making sure that those kids are launching from the foundation that mom is providing for them. And we see amazing stories all the time here. And, I've been blessed to be here at Habitat, as you mentioned, 20 years now. And I remember, just real quickly, one of my first house dedications that I had 20 years ago in May. I'm holding a 4-year-old in my arms while her mom is getting the keys to her house and at our house dedication. And we have all the volunteers and all the donors out there and all the sponsors out there for that home. And 14 years later, I get a graduation announcement. And if that doesn't put chill bumps on you, I don't know if you're human or not. That is absolutely amazing to see the long-term effects of a good home, a safe home, an affordable home.
Yeah. Every family deserves that opportunity and to have that as a launching pad to go to be a more success and to go forward with a good back basis to do that. One of the things that I told you before we went live that I was interested in is, I've heard a little bit many times, and you'll see those kind of news blurbs about when y'all are dedicating a home or doing those kinds of things. But I guess one of the things I would be more interested to learn, I think the audience might be, and that is talk a little bit about the selection process and how an applicant that is maybe needs help with getting a home, an affordable home, would come to you guys, and what are the requirements and how are they selected, and what when they are selected, what do you ask of them to participate and to be a part of the program?
So the selection process focuses around 3 criteria. The first one is they have to have a need for housing. When I first started here, it was substandard and poverty housing is what we saw the majority of. Homes with structural defects or apartments where there was a ton of mold. We would see problems with electrical issues, plumbing issues, what have you. What we see today, though, it's affordability. Going back to that affordability issue, we see families who are unable to afford a home, and we see a lot of families coming to us who are couch surfing and breaking up their family. So mom may be staying with an aunt while the kids are staying with a grandparent. We've seen it where a family member is homeless, basically living in their car, that's coming to us for help while their kids or other family members are living with other family. So we want to get those families out of that situation. So need is the first thing that we look for. Like I said, it could be substandard poverty housing. It could be affordability. It could be dangerous neighborhoods or temporary housing. Could be a criteria. The second one is they have to be able to afford the home. These homes aren't giving away. And I think that's something that surprises a lot of people. Like, you do see it on TV. January 6th, we had 2 house dedications that were on TV, and you saw the keys going over to the family. But those homes aren't given away to the family. We actually sell the home to the family. They pay us back a mortgage that we call that's financed, what we refer to as Bible financing. It comes out of the book of Exodus 22:25. God called down to the Israelites and said, if one of my people among you is in need, do not be like a moneylender, charge him no interest. Basically, it's wrong to profit off someone else's suffering. So they pay us back what it cost us to build the home, the land, the infrastructure. We finance that in-house with a 0% interest mortgage over 30 years. And as we were mentioning, housing costs earlier being $1,200 to $1,500 on average per month, our mortgages for our houses are sitting somewhere around $650 for one of our 3 bedrooms, and that includes homeowners insurance and property taxes.
Wow.
Because these are mortgages, though, we are responsible in accordance to federal regulations and laws that we have to follow, just like most lenders would. So families that are applying to us had to show that they can afford the home. They had to demonstrate they have stable income. They had to demonstrate that they're ready for that responsibility of paying on a mortgage. And they have to have not only be able to pay the mortgage, but also pay on existing debts. If they have student loans or a car loan or a credit card, be able to pay those. And they have to be able to put food on the table. We got to make sure that they can maintain a suitable standard of living. So that's the second criteria. The third one, I think, is the one that a lot of people love about Habitat. It's partnership. We are a partnership ministry, and that partnership includes the community, it includes Habitat, and includes the family we're working with. Families coming to us will do 300 sweat equity hours. They'll do their first 100 hours actually going out and partnering with other nonprofits. So we have them going out and partnering with Manna House, Downtown Rescue Mission, the Salvation Army, Boys and Girls Club, Girls Inc., a number of different nonprofits out there in the community, and giving back to the community as their homes are getting ready to get built. They'll do about another 100 hours on the homes of others that are getting homes, as well as their own home. And then we have about 70 hours built in there, 60 to 70 hours of homeownership education. This is one of those things a lot of people aren't familiar with, along with the lending side of it. We want our homeowners to be the best first-time homebuyers out there. So we have partnered with a bunch of organizations in town who help us provide great opportunities for homeownership education and financial literacy. We work with Cornerstone Initiative to do the Faith and Finance courses, a 12-week course. The Huntsville Botanical Gardens is a brand new course that we've partnered with them. So they're doing a landscaping and gardening course with them. Yeah, it's great to see when you go out to the Botanical Gardens in their classroom with our families, and you're seeing it, and they're like, wow, we can plant tomato plants and we can plant roses in our yard.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. We've partnered with the Dream Center to do their Good Neighbor Initiative class over at the Rock Family Worship Center. We've got partnerships also with Family Services Center for the first-time homebuyers class, among many others. We teach a home construction and home repair class here at Habitat for Our Families, and a number of other classes. So we want our families to be the best prepared. So they'll do those 300 hours. They'll do those education requirements. They also contribute to there's a closing cost and that partnership requirement. And if they can meet those 3 criteria, need, ability to pay, and a willingness to partner, we can get them through our programming and get them on the path with home ownership.
That's tremendous. Real quick, wanted to say hello to Gwen Nelson. Thank you for joining us, Gwen. Want to say hello to Miss Dorothy Houston there. Dorothy, thanks for joining us. She's a former guest on the Mo Show. I think the part that really touches me there, Jeremy, is the education part and the sweat equity kind of part and giving back. One, is just to give back and not to just be receiving, but to give back. And I'm sure that means even more to them, to helping others in the community and with their home building, and then obviously having some sweat equity in the home that they're going to be purchasing. But the educational part of learning more about financial responsibilities, you're really setting them up for success. You're not just providing them a basically no interest loan to buy a home, but you're setting them up so that they can have the opportunity to stay in that home and really thrive there for them, not only for home purchase, but for moving the family forward for success, financial success, and spiritual success too. We talked about this a few minutes ago. We were talking about the cost of home and inflation. Do you have any statistics you could share about the average size of the home y'all build and what the cost is? And I'm assuming with inflation and the cost of materials, and we've all heard about that in the last few years, that probably has risen over the last couple of years more than you would have expected.
Yeah, this has not been easy for our affiliate or any of the affiliates in Alabama, and of course across the country. We have a very tight network among the Habitat families across the country. I was just in Washington for one of our advocacy movements last week, and I was talking to several affiliates, and we're all seeing it. Inflation has done a number on us. I remember when I first started with Habitat. And again, this is 20 years ago. Different housing product than what we build today. But it cost us maybe $45,000 to build one of those homes, $50,000 to build one of those homes.
Yeah.
Even as early as just 5 years ago, we were looking at costs around $86,000 to $90,000 to build these homes, and that's not including the land and the infrastructure. That's just the house itself. Today, we budget about $140,000 to build one of these homes. Now, I will say this: we have an amazing construction team that's come on that we have here at Habitat. We have hired an individual who helps us with buying and working with our contractors and vendors. And our volunteers are absolutely amazing that come up, and every little bit that we can, we try to save. And we've knocked down those hard costs down from that $140,000 to about $115,000 to $120,000 per house. So, we want to be good stewards of the money that, our community is donating to us. So we want to make sure that we are, making that dollar stretch as far as possible. But inflation has been extremely painful. We were meeting with a provider, a vendor this morning, and talking about a house we want to build here in the next couple of months, and giving some ideas about the house design. And he said, we need a couple more weeks. When y'all get this house design locked down, then I can give you a good bid on that, because wood prices are just going up and down right now. They're going all over the place. But the cost of building these homes has significantly increased. And we do everything we can to save money. 65% of the work is done by volunteers on these homes. We frame them here at our office, in our building, and carry them out to the build sites. That's all done by volunteers. But we do have to sub certain things out, like the HVAC, the electrical, the plumbing, the foundation, and the roofing. So there are certain things we do sub out that need a specialized contractor to come in and do. But anything we can do to keep the cost down, we work very hard to do so.
Yeah, that's what you dovetailed right into what I was thinking about, was just kind of once someone meets those three criteria that we talked about earlier, and they are approved to maybe kind of enter the program there, then I guess do you guys just kind of have an outline, and then you have an in-house team? You guys do have employees that work for you. I know you're very volunteer heavy, but you do have in-house employees that kind of help manage the construction process, and maybe all the phase from once you're just groundbreaking through completion. And then sounds like you sub out certain things for certain subcontractors, HVAC, plumbing, and electrical, those kinds of things.
Yeah, we do. We have an amazing staff here at Habitat that oversees the entire process. They're very careful each step of the way. When we get the volunteers out here, we're making sure that they're safe, and that's our first priority on the build side, is safety. So we make sure they're all wearing hard hats and have the proper gear on to be working on that home. We don't want any open-toed shoes or anything like that. But they oversee the whole process. We have a licensed home builder on staff who sees, making sure the foundation's put in right, that we do the framing right, that we block it in, the roof goes on. Every step of the way, we have a staff member overseeing it. And then, I think one of the amazing things is, going back to the volunteers, is each house has really a foreman. We call them house leaders here, but experienced volunteers who come in and lead the construction effort. They're also teachers. So they are the most patient individuals. If they can put up with me, they're definitely patient. But they don't like me on their build sites. So they keep me off the build sites. But they are the absolute most patient and wonderful teachers out there. If you don't know how to swing a hammer, they're going to teach you how to do it. So we have staff that oversees our volunteers, make sure that we get the proper number of volunteers out there on that build site that go through the orientation class as well and hit those safety briefings every morning. We have, every step of the way, you have volunteers and staff that are on top of that. And they do a fantastic job. I'll say we have the best volunteers in the entire world, and we're looking for more of them to come and be a part of our ministry.
Jeremy, what's the average build size, and what's kind of the ballpark time frame from when you break ground to when typically you would hope to have the home? Of course, that's going to vary with weather and supplies, maybe, but what do you typically turnaround time on the house build?
So typically, our 3-bedroom is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage. On those, they average a little over 1,100 square feet of living space in those homes. 4 bedrooms sit around 1,250. Again, they're 4-bedroom, 2 baths, and we have even built a couple of 5 bedrooms in the past. The build cycle is changed a lot. I will say that with COVID and the supply chain and all the challenges we've faced over the years, it has slowed down just a little bit. It usually takes us about 5-6 months to build a house now, and from foundation going into to getting that certificate of occupancy, saying the family can move into the home.
Yeah. One of the things that I was doing before to kind of get prepared for today was kind of looking through your website and I saw some pretty interesting statistics that I thought would be interesting to discuss and share with folks. Is that one of the things that y'all had out there was talking about last year that y'all had 16 families pay off their mortgages. Talk a little bit about that. That's got to be a tremendous feeling, not only for those families, but for you and the whole team at Habitat, to see these folks that y'all helped set up for success. Those people took that opportunity and ran with it, and now that they not only have a home, but they have one that's paid for.
Yeah, I think it is. Last year, one of our big fundraisers, we shredded those 16 mortgages, and we actually had one of the family members who had paid off her mortgage come up and shred her mortgage, and just to see them come in and make that final payment. Late last year, we had a homeowner come in. And right during a staff meeting we had going on, and she came in and made her final mortgage payment. So we got to bring her in front of the staff and just honor her and congratulate her and celebrate her and all her hard work that she and her family put in to reaching that point. Those are, we have benchmarks here. We have days that are just absolutely amazing. The day that you see the walls going up on a home is a beautiful day. The day you see the keys going over to that family is a beautiful day. But when they come in and they've completed that chapter of the journey of paying off their home, it's, I always like to ask this question each step of the way here is, what's next? What are they going to do next? And it's amazing to hear their stories. That some are said, well, I'm going to be putting more money into savings, so that we rejoice that. We see some say, I'm putting more money into college funds for my grandkids or for another family member. So we're excited to see them when they pay off these mortgages. It's a huge deal for us.
As we get closer towards the end of our discussion today, talk to us a little bit about funding and how you guys get funding, and it may be from various sources, just because folks may want to wonder, is it private donations? Is it grants? Is it a combination of all those things? How does that work?
It's a lot of different sources. So we get them from, of course, private donations. Every year we raise money through general donations that come in and support our ministry here at Habitat. We have sponsorships that could be with businesses or churches or local houses of worship that come in and they want to be a house sponsor. So they'll come bring money and volunteers to this mission and be part of our Faith Build Fund, or if it's a business, be a sponsor on that home. We also have grants that we write. We write probably about, I think probably about 40 or 50 grants a year for housing and other programs here at Habitat. So we're real busy in that. We also do get some government funding. We have a great partnership with the City of Huntsville's Community Development Program, and we use home funds that they have to sponsor those houses. And I think one of the things I love about that is we have to match up money coming from churches or businesses or private donations with those funds, and then bring that together. It's the community that gets the opportunity to build that house and work on that home, and so we get to see everybody from the community coming together to be a part of that build. And then once that home is done, that family gets into it, that mortgage that family has is recycled. It comes back into our construction program. So it comes back into building the next home and the next home and the next home. So, there's a little piece of every homeowner and every home that we build moving along.
Oh, wow.
And even the homes that have been paid off, you can technically say those 16 families that paid off their houses, well, they made it possible for all those families over those 20 to 30 year period to get into homes. And those mortgages are now paying it forward to get families another home. So it is a lot of pieces coming together to be able to fund these programs and to make this possible. But we are grateful to live in a community that is generous. We are grateful to have the partnerships that we have with businesses, churches, as well as local government, and to have that come along and be a part of this ministry and help us grow and build families, not just houses, but build families.
Yeah. Talk to us a minute. You mentioned to me before we went live that you've got an upcoming fundraiser. You wanted to talk a little bit about the Raise the Roof fundraiser. Tell everybody out there a little bit about that.
Well, Raise the Roof is our annual fundraiser, and you mentioned shredding mortgages. That's where we shred some mortgages. It's held every year. This year it's on February 29th. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. at the VBC, the Saturn Ballroom. We have tickets. You can go to our website at habitatrivervalley.org and get tickets. But it's going to be a fun event. It's business casual, so you don't have to get very dressed up for it. We want you to come and be comfortable. We have Dennis Madston, who will be our guest speaker from the City of Huntsville's planning department to talk about the housing affordability crisis that we have in North Alabama. And we have Bambi Jamar from the Athens Limestone County Chamber of Commerce. I actually saw her this morning. She's so excited. He's going to be our MC. Again, we'll be shredding a few mortgages. I won't tell you how many yet, but we've got that planned, as long with some really big announcements that we'll be making, and also honoring a couple of individuals and organizations that have been great partners of ours throughout the years.
Yeah. Well, folks, if you want to learn more about that, Jeremy said if you'll go down to their website, the habitatrivervalley.org, you can click through to find more information about participating in that event, or maybe just making a donation in and of itself. And there's going to be information there about volunteering if you're looking to volunteer. Jeremy says that if you got experience, great. If not, they'll teach you, right, Jeremy?
We'll teach you how to swing a hammer, and we'll teach you how to use a paintbrush. So never be afraid to come out to Habitat Build site. We got you.
Last thing before we wrap up, anything on the horizon that for this year and the near future that you think folks might want to know about, or that you're excited about coming forward? I know you shared with me earlier that you're moving into Limestone County and you're excited about moving into that developing area that's growing. I think was fastest growing county in Alabama last year.
It is fastest growing county in Alabama, but also has a serious housing need, affordable housing. We have over 100 families in our pipe that are waiting to get an application just in Limestone County alone. So we're excited to be building our first home. We're planning on doing that probably starting in a couple months. We have the family for that house. But we also have 2 other families from Limestone County, and we need some land to build these homes. So we're reaching out to the community. So we're really excited to be building homes and to get started with that. But we have we need land both in Madison and Limestone County to service those families. We are bringing on a home repair program. We did our first home repair at the very end of last year. We've got a few more that are online, and we plan on opening up that program up even more as we kind of get comfortable moving forward with that. So we're real excited about doing that. And right now we're focusing on energy efficiency. So HVAC repairs, insulation, windows, doors, things like that. Things that are going to keep families in their homes, lower the utility bill, and make the home more affordable. So we're working with a number of families right now through that process as well. I will say that, and the final thing we have going on is it's tomorrow. We're in the peak of our advocacy season. Last week we were in Washington D.C., had great meetings with Senator Katie Britt's office. I can't say enough about her and the time that she spent with our homeowner that we brought to Washington. You see more of that on our Facebook page. We met with Representative Dale Strong's office, as well as Senator Tuberville's office, and other representatives across the state of Alabama. Tomorrow, we're going to be in Montgomery for our State Advocacy Day and talking to our legislators about, again, the housing crisis that we have here, not only in Huntsville, but across the state. Meeting with them, we're actually going to be building a wall for a Habitat house on the Capitol lawn.
Oh, wow.
So fun. So, yeah, we'll get plenty of pictures of that. So we're hoping our state House and Senate members will come out and hammer a few nails with us. And maybe one of my favorite things about putting up a wall is we take time to give them a Sharpie and write prayers and messages on that wall. And we've gone back into houses that may have come back in our inventory 10, 15, 20 years later. We play some sheetrock, and as we removed that sheetrock, you still see those prayers written on those studs. So it is one of those amazing things that stick with the house. So we're excited about that as well for tomorrow.
That's amazing. Great stuff. Folks, if you want to learn more about Habitat for Humanity and the River Valley local chapter, then go to their website right there. They've got more information. Check out the Restore here downtown Huntsville, and there'll be more information there. And it's always they're looking for volunteers and would be welcome to have you in the future in any way that you or your corporation or business or church could help. Jeremy, thank you for what you're doing and all the great staff that you guys have there. I appreciate you taking enough time today and sharing a little bit about what's going on with your organization and how you're helping families get an opportunity to have affordable housing and to build a better life for them and their families here in our North Alabama area.
Morris, thank you for having me on board on the show, and I appreciate it. And I got a great staff, got the greatest volunteers in the world. We are so blessed to be able to be able to serve our community. So it is our pleasure to do so.
Folks, share the show out. Check out them on Habitat for Humanity's website and check them out on social media. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.